What's up, all you awesome gamers? I'm the Governor, and this is the Console Corner Podcast, your #1 source for all things gaming. If this is your first time listening to the show, we dive deep, super deep, into the gaming industry news, games, and everything in between. We even hook you up with some of the best gaming deals around with Foxy deals later in the show. And we also have What's Out Now by Magic Mike, also later in the show. Tonight is going to be a great show, lots of topics to talk about. But first, let's introduce the rest of our hosts on the Console Corner. First up, we have SheWulf.
Yo, people, what's up?
Wow. Next up, we have Lady Fox.
Wow, when we discussed we were going to make them shorter. What is your problem?
Just, I want more pizzazz. I don't know.
Oh my God! Hey, everybody, what's up? Is that better?
Oh,
That's
now I
super
just
better.
deafed everybody.
That's awesome.
Sorry to all the earbud users. We still love you.
Next up, Lady Foxfire.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am so glad that we're back. I don't know how this is going to go, but just cross your fingers for us.
As long as we keep the hurricanes away, we should be good.
Oh, I'm going to slap that hurricane. That's all I'm saying. I'm ready.
Next, we have Mr. Newf, a Nukem.
Hey people, it is good to be back. Oh yeah, ready to blow some stuff up. This is how we roll. And man, it feels like it's been forever since we've done sort of like an official console corner, doesn't it? But it's good to be back on the panel with all these great people. Let's get ready to roll out.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Magic Mike.
Hey, what's up, everybody? As everybody else has said, it is so good to be back. Bringing a little console corner to you here on Tuesday. It feels like I'm back where I belong.
Nice. If you're listening to us live or listening to us later on, make sure you drop us your questions in the chat and in the comments below so we can answer a few of them later on. Let's go ahead and move on to... Oh, we had some thing we wanted to talk about before we get into the topics tonight and get into games we played and all that. Mr. Phil Spencer, Mr. Promotion, Mr. Executive Vice President. He gets a seat on the big boy table now at Microsoft. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, Phil Spencer. We already knew you were awesome, so it's kind of...
Yeah, but now he gets to sit at the...
Yeah, now he's like
the Knights of the Round Table and fucking do all kinds of cool stuff. Go save people and stuff. It's going to be awesome.
Well, it's good to see Microsoft.
I got to game with him last week for a couple of minutes. Super cool dude. He was awesome to chat with. It was like a highlight of my whole week. So it was really cool. I'm happy for the guy. Congratulations, Phil. If you ever do, check out the podcast. We wish you all the best.
What are you going to say, Mike?
Oh, I was just saying, you know, it's great news for Phil Spencer. I'm sure he definitely deserves it. He's definitely been working a lot these past couple of years, and it's nice to see Microsoft extending that position to him, being the head of Xbox, like bringing him into that executive level, like you were saying, having a seat at the round table. I think that's just good news for Xbox's future, and to all the people that say like Microsoft's going to sell off Xbox. No, I don't think they are.
They have bigger plans for the whole gaming department and all that kind of stuff. As you can see, like with Windows and all that kind of stuff, everything is implemented into it. Even though Microsoft game mode's broken, fix that shit.
Wow. Subtle.
And by the way, Mike, I've had my hair changed for like almost 2 weeks now. Do you not...
we haven't had a show in 2 weeks.
Does he not
where's
come
your
to my
mixer?
stream?
You got me there. You do stream every day. Yep.
Oh.
Mike, you done messed up, bro. Now you gotta sleep on the couch, bro.
I don't get to watch you stream while I'm at work, so I turn the phone over with. I listen to it, but I don't get to see it.
Oh, all right. I'll let it go with that then.
Nice. All right, let's go ahead and get into my favorite topic of the week and what we always start the show with. What games have we played in the last, I guess, 3 weeks now?
Oh, no, I can't do that.
Let's go ahead and start with Fox. Since you can't do it, go for it, Fox. What you been playing?
Oh, wow. Well, I don't know if I could go back that far. But obviously, I'll just say a few off the top of my head. Battlefield, Gears, the beta for Call of Duty. That was really fun.
Nice.
A lot of indie and arcade too.
Oh, I know what she missed. And I can't believe she missed it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God. Life is Strange.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Thank you, sis. I love you so much.
I know. I'm like, wait, is she going to say it? I know damn well she's been playing it because that's all she was talking about.
Them Chivos.
Hell yeah. I loved it, and it was amazing. I can't wait for episode 2. Yes.
Nice. Magic Mike, what you been playing?
Oh, man. For the last 3 weeks, let's see. I've been playing, Destiny 2. Actually, Fox and Tim and I, we played some Destiny 2. this past weekend. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, with Dragon Ball Fighter Z coming out in the beta that I didn't get into out right now. Like, I don't know, I've just been feeling that Dragon Ball emptiness, so I've been playing that. And Forza Horizon 3, those have probably been the last 3 weeks worth there.
Nice, dude. Newf, what about you, man?
Well, first off, just let me say that due to the inspiration I received by looking at that god-awful, ugly camouflage PS4 bundle, I have now dyed my crotch hairs, and nobody can see anything.
Oh my
man.
God.
Completely gone.
Okay,
Disappeared.
let's get back to the real topic here. Just had to get in there with some no chills action, and 2 fingers up to you, YouTube, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, playing Sonic Mania, Destiny 2, NHL 18. The list kind of goes on, but mostly Destiny 2. So that pretty much has taken up about 80% of my game time. Yeah, go figure, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
I think it's been taking up a lot of our time. SheWulf, what about you?
Okay, so I've been playing Destiny 2. Played the Call of Duty World War II beta.
Mm-hmm.
Was also playing PUBG, obviously. And then, of course, Fortnite PUBG. Yes, I'm going to say it.
Oh my gosh.
Fortnite PUBG.
She's on this Fortnite PUBG.
It is. It's a complete, utter ripoff. And PUBG, if I was you, I would sue. I'm sorry, but I would.
Oh, wow.
What's
That's
up,
like
everybody in the chat?
complete
Thank you.
ripoff.
Yes,
But,
we are back. You guys are awesome.
Other than that, I think that's. I've been streaming a lot of Destiny 2, so.
Yep, that's your streaming game right now.
I do play Call of Duty Modern Warfare, though, remaster. I do actually play that at times because I'm getting ready for the Call
I was
of
going
Duty.
to say that's going to get you ready for
Yep, I'm getting ready because that's probably going to become my mainstream game once it releases.
Yeah.
Destiny
really
kind of hit that bump already where it's just getting a little boring now.
It's like rinse and repeat every week, wait for
It is.
resets.
So at least Call of Duty, you're leveling, you're actually constantly,
We're not like, when it comes to like Destiny and stuff, like we're not like, we'll get into this later on in the show because we're going to talk about Destiny, but we're kind of the hardcore players. We get through the content way too damn fast. Some of us anyway.
yeah.
And then we just run out of stuff to do, just waiting for resets.
I believe you.
Yeah.
You
for
did
sure.
the same thing with the Division.
Yep, for sure. Let's see, what have I been playing? I've played the Call of Duty World War II beta, Destiny, played Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1, Crisis 3, Forza 7 demo. I've been playing a crap ton of games. There's like an hour here or there because that's really all the time I have, but I've been just trying to spread the love everywhere. But that's what I've been playing. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the first topic that everybody should be excited about, especially if you haven't got your pre-orders from the first round. Xbox One X Standard Edition pre-orders was leaked by Walmart, and it looks like today everybody's confirming that tomorrow you're going to be able to get your pre-orders online, in stores, wherever you want them.
For 1 terabyte, I believe it's just a
$4.99.
standard black Xbox One X.
Well, the only difference from the other ones was just the Scorpio stuff on it.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but that the Xbox One S was white previously. Like a lot of people were wondering if they were going to stay to that color palette. No, they went back to the black.
Hell yeah!
And the standard Xbox One X is going to be black, but the Scorpio edition is going to also have a gradient where it
gradient
goes
on the
to
side,
a lighter color down towards the
and
right
it's got
side.
green in it, isn't it?
The green Scorpio stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't get that one anymore. That one's like the Scorpio edition is like gone. Like that one is.
Yeah.
If you didn't pre-order
I
that
heard,
a month ago, I was right. I told everybody too. I'm like, watch, they're going to do the same thing they did with the S, and they're gonna bring out the pre-orders a month later, and that's what they did.
I guess. You were
And
You
people,
didn't
when you
agree
buy
with
your
me.
Xbox
You're
One
like, why
X,
would
do
they
us
do
all a
that?
favor, please. Do us all a favor, please, when you buy your Xbox One S and take those god-awful stickers off it.
Oh
Team
my
No
God.
Sticker here.
Team no sticker all the way. What are you doing,
Hell
people?
yeah!
Stickers have no place on hardware.
You leave that sticker on there. It's so trash. They look like trash. Just stop it. Stop it right now.
He's offended half of the viewers.
I know. They're like, we like the stickers. We're going to keep it on. Blah.
Hey, at least the panel is
If you're in the
unanimous.
chat.
Yes,
Yeah, if you're in the
definitely.
chat, write in Team No Sticker, Team Sticker.
No, it's okay. So it's 1 for team sticker, 2 for non-sticker. Right?
Yeah, one or the
sticker.
other.
Yeah, 1 sticker, 2 non-sticker.
I'm
What
not gonna
are
be
you?
counting
Let's see.
Did you see
guys.
when Mike Ibarra, he goes, I think Mike said something about get rid of the sticker, it was ugly or something. I think
it's
Jez
so
came back to
terrible.
him.
It's terrible. Come on. Like,
Yeah,
why would you
just
keep
said
that sticker on there?
HDMI. I mean, come on. We know that it's got HDMI.
I know it's got microscopic text with like HDMI on there. Like, get it off.
But it's not even just that. Like, why would you keep a sticker that just tells you the warnings? Like, really? Do you have to be told and reminded every day you see it?
Well, to be fair, like on the monitors and stuff we have, like the new ones, I keep like the plastic on the back of it and stuff so the shit doesn't get scratched.
But that's the difference. But the sticker doesn't cover, like, say, the whole front of the Xbox, so it's still going to get scratched, except like one small little.
Well, that sticker doesn't cover the whole
square.
front of the Xbox either. Just a small little part.
That's
but
my
yes,
point.
it's terrible. It's terrible.
That's my point. Why would you keep it on there to like stop it from scratching if it's like a little corner? It ain't like.
I like how we went off in a tangent.
Yeah, we just went totally. The Xbox One X, you guys can pre-order them tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome.
Stickers get people heated. That's what we learned today.
I hope
and then
you
on
guys get
you
one.
can take the stickers off.
Make sure you go
I
get
hope
them.
whoever. Yeah, I hope whoever was, I guess, missed out on the other one, and now they have all the monies. You know, I hope they get one, and
Did we see
they don't
any-
have to worry about it selling out.
Did we see any box art or anything of them yet?
Just
like from the
didn't they
E3
do an
stuff
unboxing
and-
of the Scorpio edition?
What do you mean box
Yeah, I
art?
think-
Like.
Well,
Yeah,
I want to know if they
they're-
changed it from like
This
the
is how it
E3
looks.
stuff to now. Like sometimes they change the box art a little bit and whatever.
This is how it looks.
They only change it if they add it with a bundle. That's it.
I think the box looks really
Yeah.
cool and it's like sleek and stuff, but I don't know. Sitting on the shelves, it doesn't really pop out.
Yeah.
It's just like a black box with like a
With
black
the black
console.
console.
Like
Yeah.
dark gray.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron, you can go over, and I hate to say this, but you can watch the unboxing video of the regular edition on IGN. They did a podcast
Ew.
with Aaron Greenberg and a guy from Taco Bell came in, and the best part was they did it with, of course, the two gigolos there, Brian Altano and what's the other guy, Max Scoville.
Max Schofield, yeah.
And those two idiots, they dressed up in their suits, and then they're unboxing this thing. And while they're unboxing it, they're acting like complete and utter douchebags. And you can pretty much see, like, Aaron Greenberg. Like, I'm pretty sure if his eyeballs could roll from his ears, they would.
Oh, so they're just acting normal,
you
is
know?
what you're saying, because they act like
He's
retards
just
all
like,
the time.
dude, it's like, I'm trying to unbox something here, and you're acting like a bunch of, like, 10-year-old kids. They're like, hey, look at this foam in the box. Oh,
Wow.
You know? Yeah, go check it out if you want to see what I'm talking about. But anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Dude, they're
Still,
like
it's
that
pretty
on their podcast, like Beyond and all that kind of stuff. They're exactly the same.
Right.
cool. Jeez.
Hey, you know, I don't think the Project Scorpio box looks that plain. Like if you look at it, it looks to me like the OG Xbox, like from a top-down view.
No, I totally love like the modern art look and all that kind of stuff. I'm just talking like from a shelf perspective. You know, it's kind of just a black on black kind of thing. Doesn't really like you're walking in there and it's like, oh, is that just part of the wall kind of thing, or is that like, you know, it's not like popping out at you, which is kind of like the thing like that I like with Nintendo and PlayStation is like, you know, they have that blue and the red going back and forth, and it's kind of like eye popping. Where but everybody hated the green when it was green, so.
I actually liked the boxes when they did it with like the actual different games on it, and actually like switched up the look. Like we
got one.
have like several different designs of the boxes.
Yeah, like the Gears and the Halo ones. look
Yeah,
awesome
like
and
they
stuff.
still could have done that with like their leading games. They didn't have like. They don't have to actually have the games in there. They could do it with like, say, a couple of their big titles. Like they could have had like Lucky
I'm just
Tales
nitpicking,
and.
but I'm
no,
just
it's
saying.
true though. Like box art does sell. Like when you walk into a store, what is the one thing that usually catches you when you're going to buy something? It's usually how it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first thing that pulls your eye to it.
The Xbox One S, when it first came out, like the box is pretty plain. It's white, just has the console on the front, but then on the back it has like all the, like, you know, 4 characters or something like that.
Yeah, they usually do that.
From different games. So maybe the back of the box will have something a little bit more.
Yeah,
for you
unless
to
it's
show off.
bundled. When it's bundled, then you'll see like Assassin's Creed or Shadow of War,
Like
and it'll
Forza
pop
and all
out then.
Or something like the Gears Xbox One S, like the box that you got in the upper corner
Oh
there
my god, I love it.
in the background. Like, I mean, that's a beautiful box.
Since we're on like the pre-order thing too, I just wanted to throw this in there too because I saw like some images of like the game box art too, where on the back it's actually saying like if the game's supported, it says enhanced for the Xbox One X is also being put on some of the game stuff too. So that's really cool. So make sure if you guys get that X this Christmas or whatever, you get those games that say enhanced on it, so you get all that cool features, you know, all that kind of cool stuff. All right, let's go ahead and get into the next topic. I hope everybody's super excited to go get their pre-orders for the Xbox One X. Let's talk about some Destiny 2 thoughts. You know, it's been a couple weeks now. The raid's released, all kinds of good stuff. I want to go around and get everybody's opinion from the story, gameplay, end game, all that kind of good stuff about Destiny. I kind of start off with, I think it's fantastic. I think Destiny 2 is a much improved game over the original. It's definitely a Destiny 1.5 with
expansion.
Yeah, it's kind of an expansion kind of thing with it. But I think all the improvements in the game mechanics and all that stuff is making it much more fun than the first game for me.
Yeah.
And it's keeping me going back and back and back. But I'll let you guys take it away, and we'll get back into everything else.
All right, so I'm going to quickly jump in here. And first off, here's spoilers. So sorry for anybody who hasn't played the campaign.
I was going to ask that. Spoilers?
Well, if you watch any streams, like, what?
No, I was going to ask you about that. About spoilers or no spoilers.
It's been 2 weeks, people.
You either played it or you're not going to play it, or if you are going to play it, chances are you saw streams of it. But either way, I'm more or less talking about the tower. One, I actually confirmed this. If you go through and you only get to level 20, you do not get the tower. You do not get it back. You have to beat the campaign to get the tower back. So just a fair warning. I actually tested it with 2 different characters to find out, and you do not get the tower. They do tell you have to do the campaign. So
regardless of the tower, how did you like the game?
I like the game. I do find the story was a bit rushed. There was some aspects that I would have actually preferred them to have taken. For instance, you see like his bit, like his. I don't know what you call him, like his sidekick. Yeah, his second command.
Well, it's actually like, well, I don't want to get the story away, but whatever.
But no, like, I would have preferred that you actually went against him. Like
he was the boss before the big boss?
Well, kind of, yeah. But, like, say he, like, betrayed him or something.
Gaul should be the raid boss.
He should have, yes. He should have. But, at the same time, like, you should have went against him, and then, like I already said, spoilers, guys. So, when you went against him, you shouldn't have, like, they shouldn't have destroyed him the way... But, technically, they could still play that he's still some form of the light somehow. Let's be honest, they could. But... the second in command, they should have taken him and actually made him into like a pre-fight, like say because he was getting tired of what was going on with this guy, and they were like, oh no, I don't agree with what you're doing. He should have betrayed him and then tried to like face you as the guardian himself to show that he was better or whatever, because they had this amazing image when you watch the credits of him with 2 dogs by him. And I think that would have been an awesome fight, to fight him and like 2 like big dogs or whatever. But they didn't. They just kind of ended him quickly and we're done with it. And I was disappointed in that. They rushed it. So the story, I did like how it was evolving, but I do find some things rushed.
Yeah, I got the rush vibe too.
Yeah, that was my only disappointment with the story. It is still good overall. And then, of course, the light level and the whole mod thing that they're doing is kind of... It's interesting, but at the same time confusing, because if you get gear that has like a mod on it and you don't realize it has a mod, but then you try to like transfuse it to like get it a higher level, but it's like, oh, base level is still too low. It's like, what the hell? And you're sitting there trying to figure out why. It's because you have a freaking mod on it, so it doesn't count what its actual level is. So kind of gets annoying with some things, how they don't explain it. Like, I guess there should have been like a thing to bring you into the mods, to like actually like push you in to start using them. So
yeah, but then you get like the whole hand holding thing, and it's like part of like these Destiny MMO / shooter kind of never ending story kind of games is like they want you to figure that stuff out. They that I don't want to be handheld the whole time.
I understand that, but they give tutorials on everything else, like shooting, how to use your special, everything else like that. So why not? Like when you go to the gun guy, he could have just like simply like explained it, or
his name's Banshee 44. Okay,
Banshee. Sorry, my bad. Still, he could have done something to explain the mods, to at least so you knew what they were, instead of just like all of a sudden you have these things and you're like, oh, okay, so what are they? Like people didn't pay attention. I bet you half the people still have blues on and don't realize if you put a purple on, your light level's going to go up 5 points.
I would hope they realize that.
So, well, not your whole light level, guys. Let me rephrase that. Your gear will go up 5 points. So
that particular item,
people don't realize they're there, like that you can change those. Because think about the first Destiny, we didn't have that option. You couldn't change things like that to improve gear like that. So
gotcha. Anybody else?
Very true, especially if it's like for new things like mods or something else. If it's new, let me know what it is, or give me the option to talk to somebody about it. So I agree with that completely. I agree with the second in command. I would have liked to fought him before the big guy as well. Overall, I'm actually surprised how much I enjoyed the game.
For real?
Yeah, I mean, for me, Destiny 2 is more about the story and the gameplay of playing public events again, and I'm actually enjoying playing
Yeah.
public events again, and I haven't
Exactly.
done that since the first year of the first game. So the fact that I could go around and play public events with my friends, play strikes, and the strikes are different than the story, I'm like, hell yeah, I
Going
like
back
this.
to public
And-
events, just to
Yeah.
touch on it a little bit, they have like a mini game inside of that to turn them heroic and stuff.
Yeah,
that you
that's
need
cool.
to figure out and stuff, and which is another like level of like cool gameplay mechanic in there. Go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry,
No, it's all good. I agree. That also stands out to me as well. And I do like exploring these new worlds that I'd never seen before and finding new things. And I guess you can scan items and the ghost would tell you,
Yep.
like the Grimoire card
yeah, it's like Grimoire
equivalent
inside the game.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
Yep.
But there are sometimes I do miss the other locations that we played on in the first game.
hmm
But I finally beat the campaign, even though it gave me a hard time, and it kicked me out at
It
the
did, it
end,
screwed
so
her
I never
over.
saw
I was
the
going to
ending of the
mention
game.
that.
Dang.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
didn't say
that-
anything, I was going to mention that.
No, definitely, bro. Believe me, I was traumatized. You know how I was that night, and
Oh, I know.
it was going to be an amazing experience for me, the campaign, until I got kicked out, and I didn't know what happened in the story.
She missed the whole.
It was,
Next
it was
thing
at
you
the
know-
very end, too.
Dang.
Yeah, it was at the end. So when I came back to the game, after like I guess fighting with myself a little bit, I didn't know why there was a tower there. I didn't understand what was going on, and I was like, "What
Oh,
happened?"
so the tower didn't lock. Okay.
Yeah, it just appeared there, so I lost the last like 2 or 3 videos at the end,
Yeah.
Dang.
even the one after the
Yeah.
credits. I didn't get to see any of that. So, shout out to Tim and Scrotum. They beat the story again with their second characters, and I jumped in with them, so I finally got to see the ending, and it was awesome. So I'm happy I did that. But yeah, it kind of lost, the whole level from amazing story to, just it was awesome
Yeah.
because of that experience that it kicked me out, and it said like connecting to Destiny servers, and I was like, are you serious?
Well, and the funny
But
thing is,
yeah, I
that
love
same
the game,
thing
though.
happened to me right beforehand.
Yeah, that's right.
So that night that Fox got kicked out of the end cinematic, I was running the final level in the campaign, and right as you get in that elevator right before the final fight, like the game just it didn't do anything. It didn't lock up or anything, but it was like I'm in this elevator shaft and the elevator's not going up, and I'm wondering like, okay, where's the switch? Where's the trigger? What do I got to do? And after like 2 minutes of looking around, finally it kicked me back to the title screen, and I was like, oh, I got booted. So I left the game for about a half hour. I came back online. I saw Fox and Tim were running through it. And I got in the party with them and asked them where they were at. And they're like, oh, we're right here. And I'm like, oh, I just got past that part. Let me join up with you guys. And then we'll be right back to where I was. But so, yeah, the game, it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying myself with it, which I wasn't sure if I would or not. But it's not without flaws.
No,
It's still
definitely.
getting kicked back out to the title screen and everything. And like what you said, GKB, earlier about it being more like a 1.5 than a Destiny 2.
Mhm.
The day I booted up the game, I was sitting down playing it. My wife comes in the room and she looks at the screen, and right away she goes like, "Oh, you're playing Destiny. I haven't seen you play that in a long time." And I'm like, "You don't even? Oh, it's not even Destiny 2. It's Destiny."
Too soon.
Yeah, no, she's looking. She's like, "Oh, wait, I haven't seen you play that level before. Is that new?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just the level. That's about all that's new. Just the world."
Well, it's just that's the thing. They literally could have taken this and made it into a DLC, which
It could have
then
been a
made you
$50 DLC
like
or
lose
something.
the tower because you still
Yeah.
but let you keep all those other planets.
No,
They even
I
show you all
agree.
the damn planets at the end of the game.
Yeah, to be
Well,
fair though, I
mhm.
think a lot of the development in Destiny 2 was more of getting the game engine and stuff like that to where it needed to be so they can get more content out faster,
Or maybe writing a story.
or writing a story too. But
Well, and I was a little disappointed in the level designs and everything. Not that the maps aren't well done. I think that the levels are well done. They're well laid out and everything. But as far as the visuals, like Titan, when you're on the like the oil rigs on the moon of Titan, I'll sit there. I'll go out to the edge of one of those rigs and I'll just look out at this vast ocean. And I mean, I'm sorry, but it looks like PlayStation 2 waves.
yeah, in Titan, it was look terrible. Some
Especially
stuff looked good,
since,
some was like,
you know,
eh.
Well,
Yeah,
since
well,
this is all on Xbox One and PS4, it's not on the 360 and PS3. I expected a little bit more than what I got. I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
bad, and really, you don't play Destiny for the visuals. It's a very fun game, especially when you're playing with other friends. But it has some drawbacks. You can't. As fun as the game can be, I don't want to ignore any of the downsides.
Absolutely.
Well,
Newf.
I'm going to have to agree with, like I said, most of you guys on the panel here. It doesn't feel like a full-fledged sequel, but the reason it is a sequel is because, honestly, when you're trying to sell a game that's of that ilk, a full-fledged game, like, a sequel or a number behind it gets more people excited and hyped for a franchise. I mean, for example, if I said tomorrow there's a new DLC coming out for Halo 5, would that get you more excited than me saying we're going to have Halo 6? Probably not. So it's much the same with Destiny. I think, they've done as much as they could with the first game, essentially, but it does feel a lot like an expansion. If you are a fan, if you liked or loved the first Destiny, you are really going to love the second game. That is bottom line. But if you never got into the Destiny bandwagon to start, I don't think there's enough here that's going to change anybody's minds about it. But outside of that, like technical stuff aside, yeah, the game may run at, say, said 30 frames a second, but I can honestly tell you guys, it's a smooth 30 frames. I rarely notice any technical glitches or hiccups through my entire playthrough of the game. A little bit once in a while when the raids and different things, or there was a lot of stuff on screen with a lot of particle effects. There was
public events, dude. Public events is like the worst droppage I've ever seen. When there's a lot of people doing all their specials and stuff, like it drops down to like the single-digit frames. Like it's like
that happened once or twice to me.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my gosh. So there's some optimization that needs to be done there, but I totally agree, Newf. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
No. You got a good point. Like, I mean, guys, it does have a few performance issues, and maybe those will be remedied by the time, like I said, we get the Xbox One X version. But graphically, though, it looks the same, but it is improved. If that makes any difference, because I noticed the environments, the worlds themselves are far more populated. They're far lush. Like the actual, even the strikes, they're more lengthy. There's a lot of more changes in the actual environments from ones. Probably the biggest disappointment might be like in the enemies. There's not a lot of variety in the types of enemies, especially from the first game. They kind of look, and for the most part, they act mostly the same. So it feels like a shooting gallery. But overall, I'm pretty impressed. I think it was a pretty good buy. Just hopefully they do right by us with DLC and different things. And I'm having a ton of fun. Most importantly, Destiny is about that. It's about having fun with your friends. And I want to give a shout out to everybody I've been able to play the game with so far. I appreciate your help, your support, and I just wanted to apologize to those who I haven't been able to play with. I know that list is long and it's difficult because everybody is kind of going in and out at different times and everybody's on different levels. So sometimes you're just helping somebody finish a campaign, or another time you're helping another person with a strike, and because there's only 3-person fire teams, it's very limiting. So you feel like you're leaving a lot of people out in the cold, but at the same time, like I said, I've had a ton of fun playing with so many different people. Decent job, Activision, Bungie. Destiny 2 is definitely a step up.
Yeah, I want to second that too, and I want to shout out a couple people like Chase, Rage, Black Silver, Newf, SheWulf, we all did like the raid, and
we attempted the raid.
Yeah, we attempted the raid. Even still, we only got to like the second part. We were just having a good time. But then after that, and this is the one point I wanted to touch on too, is like we went and did the Nightfall strikes, and I am so ecstatic with what they're doing with the Nightfalls, with the timer and how you can get more time and keeping it like super competitive and super fun. Because I can tell you, when we all finished the Nightfall between the two teams, not one of us were not screaming, being like, it was a great accomplishment. We were just like, yeah, we got it, blah, blah, blah. And it was just a fantastic time. So I'm really super enjoying that kind of stuff in Destiny right now. Yeah. That's way better than the first one, because the first one was just like, hey, guys, we're just going to go do the Nightfall again, blah, blah, blah.
I do wish, one, that they would have the multiplayer where it was actually the option to have 6 again, because 4 is really, like, you really can't have, a lot of your friends playing, which is kind of disappointing. Yes, the stubborn bastards forever. Yeah. So anyone who's wondering, just so that we can quickly get this out, the clan, if you'd like to join, it's actually the Console Corner clan, but if you'd like to join it right now, it's going by the Stubborn Bastards, because it was like this huge joke that happened during the raid.
Big shout out to Chase at Nightcrawler, or Chase/Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, like, we were so determined to get past this one part that we were being so stubborn about it, like really stubborn about it. I can't even count. We're like, this is the last one. But then we went and did it again. Then we said last one, and we still went and tried it again. So it became a joke. And right as of now, it may get changed back to Console Corner sometime, but as of right now, it's Stubborn Bastards, just for the fun of it.
Stubborn. We ain't changing.
I love the sound of it. It's just awesome. Stubborn Bastards.
Yeah. So but other than that, like,
I think it was a good time.
Jerem actually said, is Destiny worth buying right now? Truthfully,
depends on what kind of player you are.
Okay, so truthfully, as of right now, if you haven't bought the game to be up there with everybody right at this very moment, just wait till the DLC comes out in December. Because yes, everyone, their DLC is already coming out in December. Just wait till then. Chances are they will have some form of a sale because they're going to want to push that DLC for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I would keep an eye out for the Christmas sales, and you may see Destiny 2
I think it's an
actually on
absolutely
sales.
pick up at some point. Like
Yes,
if you want to
it
pick it
is
up
a
now
pickup.
or wait for the DLC, totally get it. It's worth it. It's a good time. Now, if you're
Yeah.
like one of those players that get through content really, really fast,
Wait for sale.
Bungie was a little cheeky about like how much content's really in the game, as far as like we're concerned, because we're at the point now of Destiny where it's back to the gear grind, the light grind, and we're waiting for reset and kind of stuff like that. But
so they
it's
pretty
still fun,
much
though. I had a good
they try. Okay, so they turn around and said that there was a lot of content. Yes, there is a lot of things you can do. Like I do really love the secret like cabins and stuff like that. But
Lost sectors, hell yeah.
Lost
yes,
Sector's
the
fun.
lost centers and stuff. I really love that. But their way to work around it was to make you run from like level 1 to 20. Where if you want to do
Slow you
anything,
down.
you have to just run. You don't get your sparrow till level 20.
That was so annoying.
It
I was
was
like,
super
Yeah, I was
what?
pretty
and
annoyed
I
with
think
that too.
that's yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that's how
It's
they
just to
were
slow
like,
you down.
yeah,
That's
it
all it
was.
was.
It was just to make like
Literally
that's how
just
they
slow you
made their
down.
game last longer. Was just to make you run everywhere.
And I don't know why they even thought that was going to work, because hardcore Destiny players were going to get through that shit in like no time.
Yeah.
Like regardless if they had a runner.
Yeah, and didn't you get the Sparrow like really early on in the first game?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it as soon as you went into the first planet.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. I
Yeah.
remember like when I first booted up the game, I saw some guy, somebody had already gotten the 20 the first day of the game, and they were flying
Wow.
around on their Sparrow. And like I had just spawned for the very first time after I got through the
You turn
introduction
your
level. I see
Sparrow
somebody
on.
go and pass on a Sparrow. I go into my inventory. I'm like, "Where's my Sparrow?" I'm like, "Oh,
Locked
I
to
don't
level
have
20.
one."
Yeah.
Yeah, you broke. You don't afford one.
Well, and then I didn't know it was locked until level 20. I was like, I'm just not getting this drop. That kind of sucks. And I started asking people about it. They're like, "Oh, you get it at level 20." I'm like, "Oh man, why'd I gotta walk everywhere?"
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and move on from
You're a second-class
Destiny.
citizen in Destiny until you're level 20.
Exactly, for sure. Let's go ahead and move on to another topic. We're going to talk about some Call of Duty World War II beta impressions, which I don't know if everybody on the panel got to play it. I had a freaking blast. It really like went back to Call of Duty's roots. I still think the characters are a little fast, not like jumping around fast, but I think they kept the speed, the movement of the characters a little bit faster than they were like traditionally, I think.
What?
I think so. I still think they're pretty good.
Everybody told me it was slow, but I thought it was fine.
I thought it was fine, too.
I
I
thought
thought it
it felt fine, but so I'm officially going to eat crow.
it's awesome, isn't it?
I actually really enjoyed World War II. I did. I probably won't play the campaign though because it's not really my thing.
It's Sledgehammer's campaign, the one that did Kevin Spacey.
That's
in
my only
Advanced
thing
Warfare.
is the fact that it's Sledgehammer. I love you, Sledgehammer. I really do. If it was anybody else, I probably would hate the game, but I actually enjoyed playing World War II.
It's fantastic.
So, and I actually enjoyed the beta. I wish we
Solid
would have had
gameplay.
a little more maps though.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
What?
it's a
What do you
beta.
mean? We had like 4, and then you had another map for war, the different mode.
I didn't play the war mode. I totally
hated
just
that.
played.
I hated
Team
the
Deathmatch
war
the whole
thing.
time.
I
Well,
hated.
I didn't
love that
hate it, but I'll tell you what. That was not Call of Duty. Whatever that was, it was not Call of Duty.
There was
War
like a
mode was
wannabe
basically-
Halo thing or something. I don't know.
No,
Warzone.
think about it. War mode was basically what's it Rush that Battlefield does,
Yes.
only on
Yep.
smaller maps. That's really what
It's
it
like
was.
a
You're
Rush
going
mixed
from
with
one point to the
operations.
next point, and you're building things to try to protect it for as long as you can.
Yep.
It was
Well, yeah, it
weird.
kind of seemed like that robot one in the older Call of Duties where you have to like protect the robot to get through. I don't know.
I thought all the maps were like super good. Like they had a lot of nice lanes to go through and wrap around on people, and you're not just stuck and trapped in a lot of areas. Which I'm super happy they did that, because that was like one of my beasts with some of the older Call of Duties is like 3-lane trap. Like once you control the map, you can't really do
loved
anything.
how they opened it up.
Yeah,
that was
it's
my
super
okay,
good.
because that is my biggest issue when it comes to like boots on the ground Call of Duty games, is that like you have 3 lanes, so no matter where you go, whoever got there first could just camp and then kill you. But they opened it up so nicely where if you go one spot, there's like 2 other trails that you could go, or you could go, like, I love that. I love that people could not just camp in one spot.
I mean, you can still
Oh,
camp,
wow.
but
Well, and you can camp
But there's
in
ways
any
around it,
game,
though.
but you have less of a chance of being able to just sit there for a long period of time and survive.
I can't wait for zombies. God, I can't wait for zombies.
Oh my god, I'm
gonna be
so excited. Okay. For anybody, how many players can you have for zombies? Four. Right?
Yeah.
We need to do like a 12-hour zombie stream.
Fuck, I'll be there.
12-hour zombie
We
stream,
will be the
guys.
zombies.
Nazi zombies, 12 hours.
I'll do it. I'll absolutely be there the whole time.
I have to do it.
Getting that zombie trains going. Anybody else get a chance to play Call of Duty?
Yeah, well, I got a chance to play it, and I'll say that I really enjoyed it. I like that. I mean, not only did they go back in time, back to the World War II era, which I've always been sort of fond of from an aesthetic perspective and some of the history that wraps around it, but I like the fact that they shrunk the maps, they put them back now where they're not gigantic, and it was really nice to shoot people on a straight line for a change instead of looking up in the air or constantly wondering who's going to get you from the from the walls or whatever else. You know what I mean? Like it felt old school. They did accomplish that feel, so kudos to them. Like I said, I like the map, the layout design. I really liked the war mode. Actually, I thought that was quite fun, and I think a lot of the people I played with were actually very surprised. Graphically, though, game did look a little bit muddy. It definitely looked dated. Character models and stuff like that didn't look as defined and detailed as maybe we've gotten accustomed to with the Battlefield series. But I mean, at the end of the day, you don't spend a whole lot of time looking at the graphics. You're too worried about your next kill streak or what weapon you're going to need. And you got to balance the weapons a little bit. I noticed a lot of people were using the PPSH, the submachine gun classes, anything that fire really fast, we're taking you down. So they might want to balance it and tweak it a bit, because some of those rifles in the older games, they used to be like really powerful and you could do well with them, and now it feels like rifles are practically useless. Like when I don't want to pick up the M1 Garand anymore, I know that's a freaking issue.
The M1 Garand is like really weak for some reason. I don't understand that either.
I used to own people with that. Now it's like I'm dumping the whole clip and I can't drop them. It's crazy. And the friggin' snipers, people are just like hitting you in the elbows again and they're like taking you down.
Yeah, that's called.
But overall, I think it's good. I'm excited to get it. I think the zombies is going to be awesome. And that trailer they just launched, the campaign trailer, looks dope.
Yeah, it looks really good.
F.
Looks really good.
Yeah. Shocker to everyone who thinks I'm going to hate all over this, like I usually do with Call of Duty. I actually really liked it.
Nice.
I've been thinking about this game since the beta was over, and I can't wait to get it day one.
Heck yeah.
And I'm interested in the campaign because I saw that trailer today as well, and I was like, damn, this shit looks good. And then the multiplayer was really fun, a lot of fun, and I miss that about Call of Duty forever now. And it was a bit weird to get used to the whole score streak because they did change that. It was weird to get used to the divisions because they added that feature. So there's a lot of stuff to get used to, but it didn't bother me. It was like, I guess it threw me off, at certain points, but overall I had fun and I kind of miss Call of Duty and I could finally get back into this.
I agree with you, Fox.
So I can't wait.
When you're like in the UI and all the pre-game stuff, it's kind of like, what's kind of going on right now? But then like when you get in the maps and stuff, it totally went into like the Call of Duty mode and you're like, I feel good.
I like the like UI, how like you actually see your whole squad. Like,
yeah, we're talking about like the divisions and like we had to select like airborne and all this other kind of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah, that was kind of the weird part of it. But like after you got past that and got into the game, then you're like, oh,
yeah. But I mean,
cool.
like, I just mean like when you first log in, like if you have like a whole squad and stuff, it'll be like awesome to like just take a picture of like your whole squad just
like
there,
like
and
all your
the little lobby section.
Yeah.
Yes, the lobby. How like everyone's just like they have them nicely like posed and stuff. That's just I think that's awesome how they did that stuff.
I mean, they had that in Advanced Warfare too, but it's more like you're standing in a weird pose and stuff, and not really all done up like this one. So this is like a new iteration of it.
Advanced. Well, yeah, but not. I see what you mean. Yeah, you just had like the row. Well, you had to go to each character though to actually see everybody.
Yeah.
But this, everyone's like right on the front page, almost like an old picture that you would see from the war and stuff. I thought it was really cool.
I definitely think that's what they were going for sure.
Probably.
Hell yeah!
Super
and that
stoked.
shotgun. Oh my god, that shotgun.
Oh, that shotgun is good.
Everybody
hate
was
the
on
goddamn
fire.
shotgun. You're like 50
Yo, that
feet
fire shotgun is awesome.
That was me.
You're like
that was
50
me
feet away
24/7.
from the damn thing. It should not be able to shoot you.
Yeah, they should.
No.
And they put you on fire too, and it was awesome.
No,
Yep.
I hated
Like dudes
it.
would be like, I'm on fire. It's awesome.
I
So
hate
good.
shotguns in every game. Like, can you please just get rid of them already?
What?
Like,
Oh my god!
Oh, you're so
Don't be in the other side when I'm in the game. Then that's all I'm saying.
shotgun to the
my
face
God.
all the time.
I hate shotguns.
All right, cool.
Yep.
So I think it.
Big shout out to Daz. our
Moderator
in chat
extraordinaire.
mod who does that promoting amazingly. I just want to show him out
Yes,
because
he's
he's
awesome.
always
Awesome.
doing it every week, and you have no idea how
Just
much
not on
we
every show, he
appreciate
kinda
putting.
mods.
Yeah, but it's just want to show how much we appreciate you doing that every week because you get our information out when we can't sit in the chat and do that. So
Appreciate it.
come to my mixer and do that for me, please. It would be
You're
perfect.
instant mod and mixer now. Boom.
Yes, if you come to my mixer, you will be a mod.
Nice.
That's right.
So I think it's pretty unanimous on the panel. I don't think we heard from Mike, but I don't think he played it.
Mike.
No, I didn't
okay.
play it. At least not the beta. I mean, I'm really interested in this Call of Duty. It's the first Call of Duty I've wanted to buy in about eight or 9 years now. So I mean, I'm definitely interested in the game. I didn't feel like it was worth pre-ordering. I don't think I'm going to be getting World War II until
day
maybe. Yeah, not day one. Maybe closer to the holidays. I got to save something for my wife to give me as a Christmas present. So
True.
like, you know.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Okay, so like when I went to go pre-order at GameStop, they're like, "Oh, you can't get the code now." So I'm like, "Okay, let me cancel that then, because I want the code." and the guy was like, "Oh,
got the code then,
okay."
didn't
And
you?
I felt bad because he's like my brother's friend, and I was like, "Don't worry, bro, I got you." So I gave him another pre-order for like Star Wars, right? So it was fine. But then somebody on Twitter, well, actually, I tweeted about it saying that I was like hating on GameStop, of course, because of this. And then somebody hooked me up. I got like a couple different codes, but I think one of them didn't work. And then somebody said, "Here's an extra one if you need it." So like, shout out to Chris on Twitter because he hooked me up with the code,
Twitter.
and I didn't have to pre-order it. But now I
I'm
have
just
to
gonna have to
pre-order.
complain more on Twitter about
Oh,
not being able to
actually-
get things, and then I'll get some stuff.
That's a good point. Shout out to Windy City because he was the one that provided us with the Call of Duty beta code.
Oh yeah, Windy.
Yeah.
Windy
I forgot
City
about
did.
that.
Shout out,
Which
shout out.
We got the posters in the background. If you guys can
Oh, yeah.
see
COD
the
and
double-sided
Destiny.
World War II posters from GameStop when you pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So-
Yeah,
Pretty dope.
that one. It's awesome.
It's kind of weird. You get Destiny 2 with Cade. Oh my God, Cade. On one
I have
side,
that.
which is behind me. And then you have
Yep.
the World War II one from Call of Duty on the other side, which is just kind of weird that they stuck.
Activision.
I know
Yeah.
it's Activision,
Also, I
but
made
it's
a-
just weird.
Also, I made like a video talking more in details about what I liked about the beta. If you guys want to check it out, you know.
Shameless
Just
plug. Go over there.
Shameless.
Help out.
And
our
I'm
girl.
really glad to hear positive things from everybody on the panel about the beta, because that just reaffirms that, yeah, this is a Call of Duty that I think I'm going to want to buy.
Definitely need to pick up. You know, and like everybody was kind of down on Destiny 2 as well. And I've seen a lot of the guys that were like, "I'm not getting it." Actually, seen gameplay and then went and got it, and they're like, "Oh
Yep.
yeah, it's really good." It's like, we're
Yep.
telling you, man.
They did.
We ain't gonna
Well,
steer you
with
wrong.
Destiny, the beta was a bit different for me because I was hating all over the multiplayer aspect of it. And now that I have the game, I love the campaign PvE part of it. So that's the difference right
I still
there.
love the PvP.
Yeah.
I love the 4-on-4. I think
And
it's
once you
fantastic.
start playing
There's
Destiny with
just
your
something
friends,
off about the map, like the
I think
gameplay.
it's
It doesn't.
fantastic.
It doesn't feel like the
Y'all
first
crazy.
Destiny.
It's
It's
fantastic.
boring, bro. It's boring. I'm just
Oh,
being
no
honest.
way.
It's boring.
Search and
once you
Destroy
start
is so
playing
good.
Destiny with your friends, you quickly forget about all of this sort of the social media BS. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the
Yeah.
first thing for your mind. You're just having fun. And everybody here, whether you're on this panel or you're in the chat, the main reason any of us play games is to have fun and to forget about life for a couple of hours. Am I right? Or am I
Absolutely.
right? And that game
Absolutely.
does it pretty well.
Am I right or am I right?
Am I right?
Am I right?
I'm right. All right, let's go ahead and move on to another game. Just popping up the games right now. Forza 7 demo was released today. Got to play it for about an hour, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. Who on the panel got to play it?
I watched
Me.
Oh yeah, you. Watched
I
it.
tried. I tried so
You
hard.
tried.
Yeah,
you
I
got to play
couldn't.
it,
I
right?
mean, I wanted to, but I was so busy. I'm so sad right now.
I didn't play it because I'm not really a big racer, so I watched DKB play it because honestly, let's be honest, the game's still gonna feel the same. Like driving aspect is still gonna feel the same as like any other Forza game. So it's not like me having to play it was going to change my mind of it because it's still a racer. But graphically, I think really you need to go into
Yeah,
this
I
one
was
because
gonna
we're
say.
both on this exact same feel for
Okay,
this.
here's the thing. Like, and I don't want people like listening to take this a bad way. Super hyped for Forza Motorsports 7. Motorsport is my favorite Turn 10 game.
Just want to add in
Hands
there,
down.
he bought a $400 Fanatic wheel to play
Just to
these
play
games.
Forza Motorsports. So, that being said, I think a lot of us throughout the years that have been playing motorsports year in, year out, is just another iteration to me. And again, don't take this negatively. It's just how well Turn 10, makes Forza Motorsports. It's so fantastic that when I get in there and play it, it just feels great. It runs great. It looks great. But I'm just not like wowed as much year in and year out anymore. It's just, I know it's Turn 10. I know it's going to be fantastic. So I go in with that expectation of, yeah, it's just going to be fantastic. But don't take that as a bad thing. It's really a fantastic game, and I'm having a super fun time with it. But it's just a weird relationship I have with motorsport. How's everybody else feel?
But the game is gorgeous. Like, that is the one thing you cannot deny. Like, Forza games always look so gorgeous. The fine details and textures that they put into the work that they do, and for how big the maps are, it's just extraordinary. And how detailed the cars are and stuff like that. To me personally, I do find it looks just as good as, like, say, Horizon 3 and stuff like that. Like, I don't.
I agree with Newf's statement before, though. Like, when we were talking in like pregame,
there is
that
some texture.
There's like just another like step of polish in the motorsports game where it's got that more realism. Where like Horizon 3 has, that arcadey, and I don't take that negatively either. It's just an easier game to play than a motorsport game.
I guess, but I thought the cars actually looked more detailed in Horizon 3 than in 7. But again, this is just a demo, so it's not like I got like full in aspect. Like, I sat there when we got like Horizon 3. I sat just taking images of my car. Like, I'd go to the ocean and play in the ocean. I have so many freaking screenshots of taking pictures of my car. Like, it's insane.
So you're just more a Horizon 3 fan than you are a motorsports fan. That's
but no,
really.
I'm just saying the details in the two games, they're still similar to me. Again, it is something I'm going to have to kind of drive around and do the same thing. Like, put it into those different light effects and see what it looks like to actually fully determine. But again, like you said, when it comes down to it, are you surprised that this game looks gorgeous?
No, I'm not surprised. That's what I'm saying. It's Turn
point.
10. Like, they're just a fantastic developer. It's like watching, Naughty Dog do Uncharted. Going into an Uncharted game that it's going to look fantastic. It's going to have a great story and all that kind of stuff. It's the same with Turn 10 when it comes to Forza and stuff. And to let everybody know, I was playing it on the PC as well, so I could see the 4K assets and all that kind of stuff. Says we don't have an X right now because it's not out. So I played it on the PC in 4K 60 FPS, and it runs phenomenally well. So kudos to them. Anybody else?
I was going to make sure you mentioned that if you hadn't, because I could hear a lot of people, not in the chat or anything, but just later on being like, well, you're saying it doesn't look that great compared to the previous Forzas, but you weren't playing it on the One X yet.
Yeah.
So it's good to let that out there. And like you're saying, it's not blowing your mind away, but Forza Motorsport as a whole has always looked amazing. Even since Forza 5, when that came out on the Xbox One, like that was my next generation experience right there, just seeing those cars and seeing those tracks and everything. So I really wanted to try the demo for Forza 7, but for some reason it didn't start installing on my Xbox until I signed in after I got home from work. Even though I tried to install it from the app like I do all of my other games that I install, it didn't want to work for me today. But I'm looking forward to trying it out later tonight just to see the comparison, because I haven't played a motorsport game in a long time, ever since Horizon 3 came out.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I got a chance to play the demo, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm a big racing fan. I mean, not a huge racing fan, but I mean, I like this franchise. But I've decided that I'm going to do pretty much like I do with the sports games now. I won't buy them every year because to me, like racing is much like a sports game. The premise is the same each and every version. Like if you're playing a football game, what's the premise? Football doesn't change. Racing doesn't change. You start at the start, you end at the finish. And it's all about how fast you can go from point A to point B. The difference with Forza Horizon is those points are kind of all over the map because you're not on a set track. And that's what makes like Forza 7 more static to the average racer. Like if you're a sim guy, Forza 7 is where it is at. I'm like King Joe Fish in the chat. He skipped 6. So 7 seems a little cooler to me, like just because of that fact. But graphically, this is the most impressive looking racer I've ever seen. I mean, like I said, Forza Horizon 3 is impressive on a different scale because it's open world where you see a lot more environmental details and stuff like that. But I think ultimately, if you compare them, you'll notice that the lighting, the reflections, the shaders, just the level of detail in the cars, just a step up, I think, with the Forza, the main Forza franchise, because Turn 10 puts a lot of detail into each character model from the inside of the car out. Mind you, the other guys too at Playground, they've come a long ways as well with their title. I mean, if you look at Forza Horizon, compare that to Forza Horizon 3, there is no comparison. It's like night and day difference. But eventually that franchise is going to sort of top its way out a little bit, but it's always going to be very different because the environments are so vastly different in that game. But Forza 7, the demo runs good. It looks amazing. They have 3 different variants in there, 3 different tracks, 3 different types of vehicles, essentially. I think it's a great way to jump in and just test it out and see if you like it. And I can only imagine it's going to look even better on the X. GKB, you can probably attest to that, because I would imagine the PC and the X version are probably
pretty
just
close for sure.
I could imagine. So
yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see, like, you know, when the comparisons come out with Digital Foundry, but I mean, they've already stated it's 4K 60 on the X, and I was running on PC at 4K 60 as well. It's a very well optimized engine. The detail's fantastic. The car simulation is great. The steering's fantastic.
Do you have the HDR on the PC too, or no?
You do have the option for HDR, but I don't have an HDR monitor, so it doesn't work for me.
Okay.
Those HDR monitors are freaking super expensive.
I bet.
It's probably cheaper for me to go get an HDR TV than it is a monitor right now. So
yeah, and
Yeah, I
I mean,
guess so.
HDR in Forza Horizon 3 made a big difference. So yeah, maybe that will give you more of the polish that we were hoping for.
I mean,
Gonna
yeah,
make
but I
it
mean,
pop?
like that's the thing. Like with me, like with Forza Motorsport, it's not even like a polished thing. It's just I expect a level from like Turn 10 in Motorsports, and they always deliver every year for me. So I'm never like. It doesn't like blow me away because I know going into it, it's just going to be fantastic, right? Whereas other games when I go in, like they have like the first game and then the sequel comes out and the sequel is like so much better, so you're kind of like, oh my god. But with Turn 10, it's not that way. It's just every game is just fantastic, you know.
Yeah, you're
But I
not
just-
overwhelmed or underwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly.
I just wanted to point out one thing in that demo. That last race in particular, guys, pay attention to not only how good the car models look, but that last race when you're in the Nissan car, like pay attention to
Nürburgring,
how awesome the weather
it
transfers
changes.
to that.
Yeah.
You go from sort of a wet, gloomy, and then all of a sudden you got this hazy rain coming down. The mist is coming off the car.
I mean-
You can see the puddles and the reflections on the ground. Like it just, and then all of a sudden, by the time you're finished, it's like it's starting to clear up, and it's like a sundown or whatever.
Yep.
And it just
Starts to dry out.
it's just so cool looking.
And Dubai is like fantastic too, because as you're going down like towards the end of the track, they have like this sand part that's like just blowing across the track and stuff, and it's just adds that like extra level of detail into it that's super awesome. And I think it even kind of like messes with the controls of the thing, because I got a little slippery through there, like the sand was like messing with the traction of the car and stuff. So I don't know, I'm super excited to get on this with the steering wheel and stuff and having a good time
I
with
was
it.
gonna say I want to see you racing with the wheel.
Oh, you're gonna see some videos of that shit. Let me tell you what.
We'll have him streaming, guys. Where we'll have him like
Record
have
that
a-
shit.
have like a
like
camera,
camera
on the,
like right behind kind of thing, so they can see
As I'm
like
driving.
the back and yeah.
Yep.
It'd
Yeah,
be
that's cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I gotta try it as soon as we're done here, actually.
Oh, it's so good. Do it. And I like the demo where they just give you a couple of cars, a couple of tracks just to test it out. It's not like, you know, taking anything away from the game's release or anything
Yeah.
like that. It just gives you a nice, you know, little touch and get you hyped for the game for sure. Pick it up, people. It's going to be awesome.
I get all the Forzas. I got all of them. I
Yeah.
can't
same
wait.
here. Yeah. So we're going to go into our first segment. I believe it's What's Out Now, if I can remember correctly.
Yes.
Let's go play the intro.
Bang, boom, kapow, it's What's Out Now. Are those really the lyrics?
Don't question my genius.
Bang, boom, kapow.
All right, Mike, what do we got for What's Out Now this week? Or 3
Hey,
weeks?
we've got quite a bit here. I didn't go back the full 3 weeks here, so I'm going to go back to September 5th. So on September 5th for PC, Xbox One, and PS4, we got a game called Songbringer. That same day on the PS4, we got Knack 2, the sequel everybody wanted. That same day, September 5th, on the PS4 and the Vita, we got a game called Utawara Romano, Mask of Truth. I probably butchered that name, but look it up. That's really what it was. On the same day for the Switch, Lego Worlds released. Then the next day, on September 6th, for the Xbox One and the PS4, we got the game that we talked about for the better part of the last hour, Destiny 2. And I know a lot of people have been playing that. Then on September 8th for the 3DS, we got a game called Monster Hunter Stories. I know a lot of people are excited for the new Monster Hunter, especially after the Tokyo Game Show.
Oh.
So if you need to scratch that Monster Hunter itch, you can pick up Monster Hunter Stories on your 3DS. Then on September the 12th for the PC, the Xbox One, the PS4, also the 360 and the PS3, we got PES 2018. It's the soccer game that everybody plays until FIFA comes out. Then also on September 12th, 2017, we got for the Xbox One and the PS4 a game called Dream Break. On the Switch, we got Rayman Legends Definitive Edition. Then on the 14th for the PC, we got Divinity Original Sin 2, the full release. So I'm guessing it must have been in preview up until then, or maybe beta. Then on the 15th for the Xbox One and the PS4, we got NBA Live 18. That same day for the 3DS, we got Metroid Samus Returns. This is a remake of Metroid 2, The Return of Samus. They basically switched around Samus Returns and Return of Samus. This was the first Metroid game I ever played on the Game Boy. It was a Game Boy exclusive. So if you have a 3DS and you don't know a whole lot about Metroid's beginnings, I mean, this is a great game. It really was the definition of what Metroid became as a series. So I recommend picking it up if you need to look at some old school side-scrolling Metroid games for your 3DS there. Then also on the 15th for the Xbox One, the PC, and the PS4, we got Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, the DLC. On the... did I skip ahead? Oh, no. And now we're up to today. So today, the 19th, for the PC, the Xbox One, and the PS4, we got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. If you like fighting games, you definitely know what Marvel vs. Capcom is. No X-Men, no buy for me. So that's where I stand. Also, do yourself a favor and don't get the collector's edition because it comes with the Infinity Stones, like a little case with the 7 or 6. Yeah, no, they look like somebody went into the Chuck E. Cheese ball pit and picked out 6 different colored balls.
They're horrible, and then they don't even come out. They
Yeah,
advertise this like really gorgeous looking like box with like gem looking things, but then they actually showed the real picture and they look like Easter eggs, like solid colored Easter eggs, and they don't come out of like this ugly brown box.
They're ball pit balls. Don't bother spending that money on that. Today for the PC, the Xbox One, the PS4, and the Switch, we got NBA 2K18, which I know Newf was telling us a little bit about that game as well for the Switch. I'm
Make sure you buy an SD card, people.
If you're playing on the Switch, definitely need that SD card. Then for the PS4, we got Hidden Dragon Legend. For the PC and the PS4, we got Echo. And we were just talking about this for your PC and your Xbox One. You can now download the Forza 7 Motorsport demo. Also, in the past couple of weeks, we've had a couple of back-compat additions to the Xbox One. So we got Slender the Arrival. This was also ported into an Xbox One game. So if you don't have the Xbox One version, but you do have the Xbox 360 version, you can now play it back-compat without having to pay for the remaster. Also, Super Contra, which is just a 360 arcade title, was a Contra game. It's awesome. Saints Row the Third and Undertow, Monopoly Deal, and Virtual On. However, Virtual On is only backwards compatible in Japan. Go figure. So all 5 people with an Xbox One in Japan enjoy that.
Exactly. And the only ones that can play it.
And then for the Xbox Game Pass editions for September, we got Metro Last Light Redo, Fable 2, that's a 360 back-compat game. We got The Bridge, Gararu, Mark of the Wolves, 10-Second Ninja, which looks like a great indie game. I really want to pick that up, and if I had Game Pass, I would definitely be playing that. And Hue, which was the indie delight for me last year. I mean, that was a great game, so if you have Game Pass, definitely check out Hue. You're going to enjoy it.
Oh, man, yeah.
And that, my friends, is what's out now.
Dude, that was awesome. A lot of good stuff there. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Super excited. All right, let's go ahead and get into some Nintendo stuff. So, Switch is getting some big third-party support by the way of Doom and Wolfenstein 2. Holy shit!
They're gonna look like crap, but it's awesome that they're getting it.
Well, we were talking about like that before, because me and Mike were going back and forth with that. And like, if you think about it, though, it's a small screen, and if they're just downgrading the resolution to run on that, like, how much do they really have to cut back? I agree with the dock part on the big TVs.
That's my problem.
It's probably going to look soft because it's probably going to be like a 720p image and stuff like that.
Like, I think that's what majority of people are wondering is more or less when it's docked.
But can you deny taking a Switch on the go, playing Wolfenstein 2 and Doom? Doom is a fantastic shooter, and that reboot is fucking phenomenal.
I guess it depends who you are, if you actually travel, because, like, for instance, we have a Switch that hasn't left the dock since the day we got it.
Right.
So,
well, and my big question when it comes to a game
hold
like...
on. Wait a minute. Now, you say it's left the dock a couple times. Yes. So when we go to his parents' place, he's like, I'm bringing the Switch. And guess what? It sits in my purse for the whole entire time. So
that's true.
You undock it, but you never play it.
It's true. But I'm not on a plane or a bus or anything. We're going to really...
That's not the point.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, it all depends, like, I guess, who you are. Because chances are you're going to be focusing
I'm
it
not
more
that demographic.
on...
I agree.
I'm just saying, possibly more people are going to be focused with it being docked. And my question is, how is it going to look? It is awesome, though, to see Nintendo...
But the question for the Nintendo Switch, though, was third-party support.
Yeah.
Nailing down Wolfenstein 2 and Doom
are two
is a
really
big
titles.
fucking thing.
Yes.
I gotta say that them getting Wolfenstein and Doom is awesome, but I wouldn't really say that it's a huge outpouring of third-party support because it's really only one publisher. It's Bethesda for both of those games.
Well, yeah, but like I think what you need in that aspect is like a Bethesda doing some of these big AAA titles, putting them on the Switch, and if they come out and play well and look well on the Switch, I think, you know, that would open up some more third parties to being like, well, let's put some more time into it. And I think with Mario Odyssey and that bundle coming out, I think Switch is going to give fucking PlayStation and Xbox a run for their fucking money in sales this fucking holiday season. I can tell you.
They have been for the past couple
honest,
months.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But
who really cares about the other? Like, the other ones you really have is what? Activision and Ubisoft? Ubisoft.
Yeah, but if you could get a COD.
First off, fix your shit, and then I'll maybe agree with, like, I'm sorry,
Actually,
every game that comes out for Ubisoft is always broken, so...
Didn't they just release one of their games on the Switch? The one with the rabbits and
Yeah,
yeah,
rabbits,
actually,
yeah.
I'm hearing good things about that, so
Yeah.
that's good for them.
Oh, I'm sure it's a fun game. It's
and they
custom
had to,
built for the Switch,
downscale
so you know it's
all
gonna be
their stuff,
good.
So for
Yeah.
their stuff to work, they had to, like, bring it down, which is fine. Because I also heard some rumors that it's possible South Park might actually be coming to the Switch.
That makes sense.
Now that would
So-
work on the Switch. That would be awesome.
absolutely. That makes sense.
That would be a perfect game, because there really is
Could you
not-
imagine? Well, hang on, because there's some controversy with South Park right now in that game with the hard difficulty and all that kind of stuff. If y'all know what I'm saying.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
has anybody
And,
seen,
like Nintendo letting that game go on to their fucking console would be crazy.
Well,
I
but
don't
I'm just
see it.
saying, I don't know if that's actually true, so don't quote me on it. It was just some things I was reading about
It's
South
not
Park
actually
that
the
it was
game
possible
difficulty,
that
I
it
think.
could be coming to the Switch. But this game, just graphically wise, would be a perfect match for the Switch, because really it's just going by its TV cartoon standards. It's not really
Yeah, it's
going
not
by
like
any like big significant texture style graphics. So something like this would be awesome for it. And so to see something like that would be cool. But other than that, like I'm happy to see Bethesda the first one, because Bethesda has always delivered amazing games.
I think
Bethesda
people-
does deliver great games, but I do have a concern when it comes to both Doom and Wolfenstein. These games are pretty intensive games. So if you're not playing this on the dock, because we don't know what it's going to look like when it is docked, let's say you're playing it on the go, how long is your battery really going to last with a game that's going to be processing like that?
That's like the thing with like laptops and stuff too. It's like you get a gaming laptop, the shit lasts like 4 hours. You ain't gonna be playing that
Yeah.
long. You kind of know that going in. If you expect
Which
it to like last all
could
day, you're
possibly
kind of
last less, because of the fact that you're playing, like, gaming laptops can still take up to possibly 2 to 3 hours.
I'm just
depending.
excited. Like I'm not gonna play Wolfenstein or Doom. I might play Doom on the Switch, but I'm not gonna
He'll
play
be
those.
playing
That's not
them
gonna be
on
like my.
PC. Don't even listen to him. He'll be playing them
Well, I'll
both
be playing on the
PC.
Xbox One X and PC and all that kind of stuff. That's where like I primarily play all my games at. And those games I'm going to be playing there too. But I think it's good if you're just a Nintendo person that you're getting Wolfenstein and all that other kind of stuff, which does open the door. And I think the one thing with consoles that we've seen, if you're doing well in sales for consoles and you're, you know, doing this stuff, you're going to get the games coming to your console because they're just going to want to make money and put the freaking games on your console.
The Switch is okay when it comes to like story-based games like Doom and like Wolfenstein. Those are good ideas for the Switch, because you can take them on the go and you can actually do other things. And yes, the screen is smaller, so technically you shouldn't have to push the graphics as hard. But again, you still have to wonder about the docking thing. But overall, I'm still really happy to see Nintendo getting this third party, and especially with Bethesda, because they are such a big known company.
And I know we saw, I know we saw screenshots, and there was just a little bit of blur from like down resing the textures and the overall resolution. But
yeah.
do we know, is it still going to maintain 60 frames?
That I don't know. We probably won't know until like.
I don't think I've seen
specs.
the game in motion yet.
But it's coming out this holiday season, Doom, so that's pretty phenomenal. And I think that's the other thing with like games today. They're going to that whole, they're able to scale them back and fit just about almost like a UWP, just almost on like every platform now, which is really awesome. So if that scalability is in that like game engine and stuff, that's gonna be awesome.
I'm gonna pause you for a minute. It seems. You want to tell everybody which Wolfenstein is going on to the Switch?
I said Wolfenstein 2, didn't I?
Wolfenstein 2. Phantom is saying that it's old third-party games going on the Switch, where the new third-party games going on. Wolfenstein 2 is a new.
Yeah, it's new.
Doom's only a little over a year old. Wolfenstein
2 is coming out next year, though. It's not coming out like this year when it's launching.
No, but it's still a brand new game, so I'm just a little confused. I was a little confused on which Wolfenstein was actually going. If
no, they said Wolfenstein 2. They showed
thought
it.
That is a brand new third-party game. So
yeah, Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah, it's the Wolfenstein that comes out at the end of October. That's the one.
Maybe he's thinking about like the old blood and all that kind of stuff, because technically there's been a couple of Wolfensteins out already.
Yeah.
So maybe he's thinking that, but
well, he was saying he said his exact words were like. They're old third-party games, so where are the new third-party games?
Yeah, Wolfenstein 2 is
a brand new game.
Doom is a little old. Yeah, it came out a little while ago, but
well,
still
I was gonna say nobody's like really calling that an old game. That is still a #1 go-to for stories when it comes to video games.
That's a good game.
So
true, but
it
would be more interesting when it comes out date and date. So when it comes out on PlayStation and Xbox, and then on the Switch, I think that's when we would be like, whoa, okay, that was ready. That was already built for that. So now it's not the case, because they're getting stuff that we already got, and they will be getting Wolfenstein later. So yeah.
Yep.
Right. Well, like the Skyrim Special Edition, they're getting that like when's that coming out for the Switch? End of October or sometime in November, something like that.
What was the game? Sorry, I missed it.
Skyrim.
Yeah, it's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, I think it's coming out within the next month or two. And yeah, that should have been a launch title, because that game came out on all the other consoles, before the Switch launched.
Ago. Yeah.
So
they had to add Link, bro. Point. They had to add Link in there. Come on, man.
Oh my god.
And don't forget, guys,
priorities.
You forgot to mention, but Rockstar also supporting the Switch with LA Noire coming out.
That's right.
The new remaster as well. And what I like about these games is that, if you notice one trend, they're M-rated games, which is something that Nintendo has sorely lacked over the years.
Exactly,
is having support, not only from third parties, but getting games that are more applicable to an older audience. And as well, guys, Nintendo Switch winning 4 of the last 6 months, very impressive. And despite the Xbox One X coming out in November, I think Nintendo Switch is a contender to win November as well, only because Mario Odyssey comes out at the end of October, which means that NPD won't count for October, and they've got that bundle deal. So I suspect Nintendo is going to challenge that November month indeed.
Absolutely.
If they're not first, I think they'll probably be second. And Mario Odyssey shaping up to be one hell of a game based on the footage that just came out with the recent Nintendo Direct. There's a lot of other great titles as well, but LA Noire coming out. And the thing is, for me, it's nice to buy these games on the Switch, simply because, again, I want to support the Switch. I want to show the Nintendo, hey, there is an audience for these type of games, and I want this to continue. I don't want it to be a one-off year where they get behind it for 1 year and then they go, the Switch just isn't worth it. I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due. For a machine that's clearly less powerful than the current gen, they're pumping out some pretty good stuff. That Doom actually looks like, it's a little blurrier, but it still looks like, if you watch some of the comparison videos that are going around right now, it holds its own. And I don't think people are going to care too much when you're toting Doom through, like on the bus station or going to your grandma's house or wherever. It looks fantastic. And I'm going to get Skyrim simply on the Switch. I could have bought it for Xbox, but I'm holding up for the Switch version simply because, you know what, every other console version is almost alike, but at least on a portable, I can take it places. Exactly, I love that option. Man, if the Switch didn't do the portable aspect, I wouldn't own one right now. And that's the God's honest truth. It's the fact that I can play it on my big TV and I can take it where I want. That is what sells me on Switch. And I don't know how Nintendo constantly does it. people that can get away with what they do, but they're doing it well. WWE 2K18 is coming out for the Switch. They've also got the NBA coming out, FIFA. So hopefully they get a hockey game on this thing sometime soon. We haven't seen a hockey game on a portable console. Get this. Since NHL 07 back on the PlayStation portable. So that's crazy. Wow.
So, I wanted to
see, speaking about M-rated games, that kind of like just makes me more curious about the whole South Park rumor, just because they are.
I mean, it's potentially like, why wouldn't they? Like,
right.
If they can put it on there and get more money and more sales for the game, like, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch on the NPD thing too, because that's part of the whole Switch conversation is the last 2 months in a row, Switch has been dominating the NPDs, and like what Newf was saying, they won 4 of the last 6 months of NPDs, and they probably would have won all 6 months if they could keep the goddamn thing in stock. And kudos to Nintendo, because I didn't believe them in their statement where they were like, yo, we're going to up production and pump them out. Yeah. And they have, and they are doing it. So if they could continue to do that, like what Newf was saying and what I was saying earlier, I really think Nintendo has a big shot to surprise some people this holiday.
Speaking of stock, GKB, I don't know if you caught this from Reggie Fils-Aimé the other day. He based his statement based on the stock orders. Right now, it looks like they're running into some problems on delivery with Switch consoles. So that's their hang-up. But the good news, I don't know if you guys heard this, but they're going to be re-releasing the NES Classic again next year. Nice. They decided to relaunch it again. And Reggie told people this time not to run out and buy the Super Nintendo Classic from Scalper, because they're planning to have far more in stock than the entire run of NES Classics right out the gate. And he said there will be regular shipments coming for those as well. So he's basically telling people, if you can't get one on day one, don't freak out, because they're trying to meet demand this time out.
Good the re-release of the NES Classic, keeping the eBay economy in check.
I'm telling you, I still think Nintendo sold them on eBay, and they were just like, they're always in the green.
We're scalping them ourselves.
Like, why not?
Sometimes GameStop does that. They have a sneaky like eBay that they sell stuff on.
I'm sure they do.
I've seen that too.
I've heard it from inside sources. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, if you look at GameStop, go on to GameStop. You know what they were doing, and there was actually an article about that too, where people were challenging GameStop, because GameStop was selling them on their website, but they were doing them in bundle deals. They had them available, but you had to spend like $200 or $300 because you had to buy all this, like, you know, that ThinkGeek stuff they sell in the store. They had them all prepackaged with a bunch of that stuff just to clear it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
didn't they like start selling that like 3 months after they were discontinued or something?
Yep.
Yep.
GameStop, man. Get your
Not
shit
surprised.
Shady deals.
That's why I made a video talking crap about GameStop.
Yeah, I saw that video. I was like, oh, damn. Got him. But yeah, super awesome news for Nintendo Switch owners and all that stuff going forward. I can't wait to
get
see
them
this
games
holiday.
out, finally. Yes.
I just don't get it, though. What's selling it right now? Like, they don't really have, like, a whole lot right now on it.
I'm telling you, Nintendo has just got a thing. Like, they can
because
do
they're
no
named
wrong.
Nintendo. Like,
They've been around
I mean,
forever.
There are people buying it right now that couldn't buy it for the past couple of months because it's been sold out in different locations. So you know, it's still something like the whole NPD and them winning. I'm not really surprised because they're the new hardware on the market, and the other consoles haven't had any real system selling software that come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last thing I know is like
what
Splatoon,
because they'll have their Minecraft bundle that comes out. They'll have their Xbox One X that comes out. Like,
I
they'll
still
have a lot
think Nintendo's gonna give them a run for their money.
I don't know. Minecraft is a pretty big thing, and those controllers are pretty snazzy.
I just saw like an article today that some Halo stuff is going to some other platforms in Minecraft too. The DLC packs and stuff for Minecraft, they're having like this Halo one. It's going to be on other platforms, not just Xbox.
I thought it already was.
Why
on
not?
other
They can make more money off of it. I'm
I
sorry,
was gonna say. Yeah, that's not a bad. I mean, it's weird, but it's not a bad thing if they want to make money out of it. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It's also crazy too that there's a third-party game on the. Have you guys heard of that one? That's called Oceanhorn. It's kind of like a Legend of Zelda game.
Dude.
Yeah.
I played the shit out of
apparently
it.
sold way more, like 70 or 80% more copies on the Switch than it did on the Xbox One and PS4 combined.
Because it's okay. So
it's absolutely Zelda.
It is.
It is.
We
100%.
played Oceanhorn. We actually got a review copy for that, and truthfully, that game has Nintendo written all over it. Especially like even that like.
I could see a kid looking at Oceanhorn and not seeing the name of it and be like, "Oh, that's Zelda. Let me get that game."
Or like a very cartoon, bubbly.
Yeah, like Wind Waker
feel
kind of.
Yes,
It's definitely Wind Waker. esque.
Yeah.
And again, it is a game, an amazing game for kids to play, like, and adults. Don't get me wrong. It is also
played
for
this. I beat
he beat it. So, but it like for Nintendo users, for anyone under the age of like whatever. This is still a great game because the worlds are so. I'm trying to watch. I'm trying to watch how I say things because like I get destroyed when I say.
Are you trying to say
kids.
that
like,
Sonic is for kids? What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sonic is for kids, but because we all played it when we were kids, but
I can't believe you're
it
still
doesn't
on
count. But Fox keeps bringing it up. But
anyways,
when it comes to Oceanhorn, that demographic for that particular style of game works perfectly with Nintendo because of just the marketing that they do.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Hell, and kids can freaking float on boats to like other islands. Like,
yeah. Nintendo doing big things, getting some big games, awesome stuff. Let's go ahead and move on to let's talk about some Tokyo Game Show. So we got to see Sony's conference for Tokyo Game Show. I got a little bit of a rant, and I kind of do this every year for the Tokyo Game Show. I think their shows are always like good shows, but they don't speak to me as a gamer. There's just a lot of games on there that I just don't care for. Not that Sony didn't have a good show or anything. They showed a shit ton of games at that show. Just a lot of them that I really don't care for. I do got to say, though, I will give credit to where credit's due. That Ni no Kuni 2 game actually looks really freaking good. I like the gameplay of it. I thought the art design was really good. Monster Hunter looks fucking phenomenal. I cannot wait for that game. Like, my god,
I want that console.
That console.
I want that console so badly.
PlayStation, what the fuck is with the dude? I'm an army guy and I love camouflage, but what the fuck were you thinking with the Call of Duty camouflage thing? Nobody is gonna fucking buy that shit.
If they really wanted to camouflage the PS4, they should have taken the PS4 guts and put it inside an Xbox One case.
Yeah.
It's not even like the right color camo. It's like overblown color and stuff, and it's like, what are you doing? And then you have like a matte green, like OD green controller. I'm like, what the?
The green I can handle is that camouflage on
the
top.
The whole console was like that.
Ridiculous.
I'd be like, yeah, cool, and then like have some Call of Duty World War II sticker on it or something. But man, what were you thinking with the camo? The Monster Hunter one was cool though. But
I didn't like the Gran Turismo one. Like, it's literally just a white console.
It
with
appealed
like
to me because it was like that whole modern look, and I like.
I
that
guess
kind of
it's
stuff,
simple. Like, if you're going with that, yeah, it's very simple.
But yeah, I still wouldn't buy it just for like the Gran Turismo sticker on it. But anyway, but yeah, they showed a ton of games. It was really cool. I think it had more like energy than I thought the E3 conference did. Like, especially at first, like when they had that whole music playing, I was like just jamming, like getting into it and whatever. And they kind of kept rolling with that. It did get a little dry at some of the points where I didn't really care about the games, but other than that, I thought it was a good show. But like with TGS, like I said, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the games that are shown on there. But yo, that Mobile Suit Gundam game,
oh my god,
give me some of that.
I saw that.
But anyway, what did you guys think?
Anybody else watch? Well, I watched some of it. I did get bored eventually, and then I got busy, and I forgot to watch the rest. But it was interesting. I thought how they started with COD. I was like, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they opened up.
Because Tokyo, and I was like, I thought they were gonna start with Ni no Kuni or something else, and they started with COD. So I thought that was interesting, and I do love that trailer, so I thought that was smart. Then I noticed that they showed Red Dead, and it was the same freaking trailer. I was like, what?
Same trailer.
What's the point of you? You should have had a new one.
I was still hyped to see Red Dead, though. I was like, oh, yeah, Red Dead.
Yeah,
even though it was
cool.
the same thing.
Yeah, I almost fell asleep when they were showing off the VR games, obviously. And then they showed some anime games, which... Yeah, I'm not interested in anime games, but Gundam did stick out, and is it Gungrave? It stood out to me as well. Because I used to watch those when I was younger.
Did you see that, Fox? Like all the TV apps and everything? I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
A lot of those on there.
Are they advertising the Xbox One over there? Oh, wait, no.
It's 2013.
But yeah, that's from what I saw, those are the things that stood out to me, and then I didn't finish the show.
Honestly, there were only two things that I can remember about the show, and it was Monster Hunter, just because it looked freaking fantastic, and Zone of the Enders getting a remaster. Hello. I love that game on the PS2.
Wait, again?
And I would love to play it.
I know, another Zone of Enders remaster.
Yeah, it came out on the 360 and the PS3 last time I heard.
But it was still too fresh, so I didn't buy the remaster the first time around. But and I think they're remastering the second one, not the first one.
Hey, Y9 Power, no, it's not wrong, bro. You can totally have an RPG or want an RPG on the Xbox, man. Definitely.
And wasn't there? There was some other game that they announced that I remember the trailer for it, but I can't remember the name. But I think it had dragon in the name. Like I just remember Monster Hunter, and then there was another game with dragons that I was interested in.
Dragons. You talking about like that shooter where they shooting the big ants and stuff? It was like Starship Troopers meets Godzilla kind of game.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining
Earth
it.
Defenders.
Yeah, Earth Defense Force.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
No,
good.
it wasn't Earth
Dragon
Defense
game.
Force.
There
was something.
You have to look that one up, man. I don't know. They had Fist of the North Star or whatever that was too.
You know what? I'm actually going to probably be the only one to say this, but I actually thought some of their VR games that they were showing actually looked pretty cool.
Really? Which ones? This is interesting. Go
I
for
don't
it.
really know the names of them. They were kind of just doing like a quick flash of like all the games and stuff. But if
VR had a big push. I thought it was just
They
going to be a
did.
reel at first, but then they went into talking about it for a good while.
Yeah, they talked about it, but in their reel though, like there was some of the games that actually looked really cool that would be a VR game, and I was like, damn,
Crappy's gonna send you the list.
Yeah, he is.
I do. I wanna
He's
see,
DMing you right now.
I want to see the list. I do. Cause
Which one is it, girl?
Like, there was like quite a few right at the beginning that I was like, damn, I'm like, I would play that. I would actually stream me playing those because they looked really awesome.
So you're saying PSVR for your Christmas list? Is that what you're saying?
If
Oh,
it's cheap.
God.
I still can't see spending the money
Fox
for
is
that.
like, oh god.
If somebody wants to buy it for me, be my guest. But I can't. Our money goes to the kids for Christmas, so it ain't happening.
True stories.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Kids/GKB.
They say Dragon Crown? Dragon's Crown?
Yeah, I don't know. What
That might have been it. Yeah. It had Pro in it. I remember it had Pro in the name.
See Black Rider GKB VR's coming.
Why do you like it, Mike?
I will get a VR, but I just can't buy it right now. It ain't happening right now. So
Yeah, but why did you like the games? I agree with Fox. Like, why did you like them?
well, okay. So one, obviously, everyone knows that I love horror style games, and they actually had a couple different like
Resident Evil 7 on it too.
yeah. But there was some other. I have to find the names of these games because they just when they were going through them to be in those atmospheres, I think would just be awesome. The way that they did it. I'm trying to think of like it. They went by so quickly, and I wish I could have got the names of them, but.
Well, think about it. Newf, did
Yeah.
you get to watch the conference?
No, I didn't. I actually totally forgot about it. I didn't know what's going on.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, it's terrible.
He was like, "What is that?"
It's Tokyo. You know what? Honestly, it's Tokyo Game Show, and to be honest, I'd say about 90% of most of the stuff they show off, I have absolutely no interest in. Like, you guys even lost me when you said Gundam and all that stuff. I'm just like,
oh my
what?
god, Newf, you're killing me right now. No.
Yeah.
He's like, "Son of the
No,
what?"
I agree with you, man. That's
Gungrave,
kind
what?
of why it's bittersweet for me. I love watching conferences throughout the year, no matter where they are and stuff. But just sometimes it just gets lost on me too, where I'm just like, these games.
Well,
these games
it's
don't appeal
again,
to
it's
me.
tailor made for the Japanese audience. A lot of it's
exactly.
RPGs or anime based games that I couldn't give a rat's ass for. Most of them are going to come out on the PS4 anyway, so it's just like, You know, there's a few good ones. I mean, Nintendo has a few things. We're excited about some of their stuff, like Xenoblade Chronicles, and even that Fire Emblem Warriors looks kind of cool. But I don't know. Outside of that,
I totally feel you, man. Absolutely. It is 8:30, people. You know what time it is. It's time for them Foxy deals.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness, it's been forever.
Hey, that's a steal. It's Foxy Deals. Hey, that's...
All right, Foxy, what can we spend our money on?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Foxy Deals is back. That's the wrong song, but either way, it's a good song. So
Just
shout out to
said that.
Stardom for that. So don't forget to get your games with gold, but let's jump into the deals with gold. And one of the ones that stood out to me was Overwatch, and they have the Game of the Year edition. And if you're interested in picking that up digitally, that is $39. But before you buy it, wait until I finish, because I might have a physical one for you. Another one that stood out to me, because GKB talked about it before, was Mighty Number 9. That one's $8.
Oh, good game.
I think it's actually pretty good. What else? They have Far Cry 4 with Far Cry Primal, and that is $28. Really good deal. And then we have Battlefield 1 with Titanfall 2 Ultimate Bundle, which you get everything, and that is $60.
Nice.
Over on the PlayStation's, yeah, I know, right? Over on the PlayStation side, some of the games that stood out to me over there was Battlefield Revolution, whatever. And that one's 40 and change. If you want to pick that up, that comes with all the DLC. Injustice 2 is 42.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they have Batman Return to Arkham. That is $12. And if you're interested in Arkham Knight, that is $8 over there on the PlayStation. Obviously, they have their PlayStation Plus games over there, and there is way more games on sale, like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. Some online deals that I found for you guys. This is that Overwatch that I was telling you about. It's also the Game of the Year edition, and it's in Best Buy. And you can get it for Xbox or PlayStation, and it's going to be $30 actually, so it's way cheaper. And if you have Gamers Club unlocked, it's even better, and I suggest you pick it up for this price, which is $24. It's well worth it. And if you have you have friends to play with on the game. I already messed it up. If you have friends to game on there with, I think it's really fun.
Nice.
Another deal that I found on eBay is Destiny 2 for Xbox One with a wireless controller and the playing charge kit, and that is for $70. And the last one is Watch Dogs 2 for PlayStation is $22, is the deluxe edition on Amazon, and then you can get the standard edition for the Xbox One for the same price. I do have more deals. If you guys want to share anything else with me over on Twitter, I'm going to share all this stuff later tonight. I did find a hard drive for 1 terabyte. So I think that was Newegg, by the way. And yeah, let me know if you guys have anything else you want to share with me.
Sweet.
Back to you guys.
Well, I was going to say, Fox, Nier Automata is only $30 Canadian, so that's at EB Games. So for you Canadian fans out there looking up to pick up that hit for your PlayStation 4, again, $30, can't go wrong there. There's another couple of things. Microsoft throwing in a pretty sweet deal at EB Games as well. If you buy a 1 terabyte Xbox One console right now, which could come with Gears of War 4, Battlefield, etc., you get a free copy of Destiny 2. And you get your choice of a free copy of NHL 18 or NBA 2K18, whichever one of those floats your boat. So that's a pretty sweet deal. And just as well, guys, keep an eye out for Toys R Us over the next couple of months because they have filed for bankruptcy. I hear they're going under, which means they might be liquidating a crap load of their video game stock in the next little while.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know what? We should change it to Foxy Deals featuring Newf as well. We should do that.
I had one.
Because he does this to me. He does this to me every time.
Yeah,
and then sometimes I'm like, hey, Newf, do you want to add anything? And he's like, no. I'm like,
you don't ask me, I always got something.
It should be just Foxy Deals featuring Newf. That should
nice.
Or hint hint, send them to Fox before the show.
Yes, Newf.
I think he looks for
you
it.
You used to share with me, bro. Now
I always forget. I think I did. I think I shared the Xbox one like days ago.
One other thing that's not really a deal, but Origin on PC, it's like EA Access on the Xbox, is fucking phenomenal. That app and everything is so good.
He's going PC, people.
I'm not going PC. I'm everything. I play on everything, people.
This is called Console Corner, bro.
I'm just saying, like,
well,
for you guys that have a PC out there, at $5 and there's like 75 plus free freaking games, go for it. $5, come on.
This is going to be called Gaming Corner.
Oh my god, you guys. I just hate you all right now. You're all fired!
Wait, what?
I'm done!
Who voted for this? I didn't agree. I'm leaving.
All right, let's go into another topic that I think is going to be kind of fun, and everybody's, I'm sure, going to have something to say about it. So, Cliff Bleszinski states he needs to be less of a dick to get more Lawbreakers players.
Shocker!
Jeez, let me think, Cliff. Yeah,
it's a little too late, buddy.
Or it's because Battleborn comes out and says, oh, guess what? After like 18 months of release, we're shutting the game down. So, is somebody starting to get worried about their game?
Well, you should kind of be worried because the only 2 times they talked about it is when it went to the PS4 and when it launched, and nobody's talking about it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, the only reason people were even talking about it was because it was coming to PS4 and not Xbox One.
Yeah, and because he was a dick about it.
and
Pretty
he
much.
continues. Like, and this is the funny thing about it is like Cliff Bleszinski's been a dick ever since he's been in Epic and doing gears and all that kind of stuff, and he still hasn't learned his lesson. And now he wants to come out and be like, "Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be less of a dick so I can get more people to buy my game." How about Cliff?
Yeah.
Cliffy B, go fuck yourself, bro. Go fuck yourself.
No, I
I
think being
smell
less of a dick is,
desperation.
it's great advice. Don't be a dick to people when you're trying to sell them something.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what's the sad part is that you know how he was like in the beginning talking about how it's going to be amazing on PC and everybody has all this support for it on PC, and then he's like, oh yeah, and also eventually, you know, the PlayStation fans are going to like it too. Like there's more people on PlayStation playing it than there is on PC.
You know, it's kind of funny because some other podcasters out there were saying that in PC circles, Lawbreakers was getting a lot of talk. No, the fuck it wasn't. It never was being talked about.
Yeah.
They were talking about Overwatch, PUBG, and that's why PUBG is doing what right now? Oh, yeah, having a shit ton of fucking players play it right now.
The thing is, the problem with like games like Lawbreaker and Battleborn, these games look very similar. Like even Gigantic, these games look very similar to Overwatch and, you know, shooters that have already come out that are a success. And because those games are obviously being compared to Overwatch, especially being Blizzard, they're not going to be as successful. It's just like Paladins. There's so many of the exact same style of shooters that I'm sure people aren't even really that much aware of. And they won't be, because no matter what, Overwatch will always hold that torch over them because they have Blizzard and Activision to back up that name. So these other games, like unless you really push them on all consoles and actually bring them to all gamers, you're not going to be super successful because you, no matter what, you have Overwatch over top of you, no matter what you do.
True.
And I feel like my biggest beef with Cliffy B and his dickness that he was on social media was that not only was he being a jerk to people, but at one point people asked him like, hey, we've heard a lot of positive stuff about PC games getting easily ported over to Xbox, or even specifically the Xbox One X with UWP and DirectX 12. And would it be possible in the future to port this over to Xbox, since it is such an easy process to get a PC game onto the Xbox? And he comes out and he says, it's not as easy as what people are saying. Yeah, he's like, it's much more difficult. And then like less than a week later, you have other developers coming out that are making PC games and say, oh yeah, we got this ported to the Xbox in less than 2 days with like 3 men.
Yeah, and here's my take on it, guys. With Cliffy B, I mean, the guy's obviously he is a talented developer. I mean, he's got a lot of creative insights and different things. But of all the fan bases too, he insulted the most. It may have been the Xbox fan base, whether he meant to intentionally or not. He insulted basically the fan base that made him what he is. I mean, yes, Gears of War helped make the Xbox what it is, but in turn, the Xbox fans and the platform gave him a way to elevate himself and become sort of an A-list celeb within the game developer community. So, like, if anybody that you're going to piss off, like, Xbox fans would definitely be the ones you should be a little bit more courteous to and thankful to and watch what you say. And it's kind of like sports athletes. Ever notice sometimes when you have a sports athlete and you put them on a pedestal and they play for your team, and while the whole time they're playing for your team, they're saying nothing but great things about the fans and the city and the ownership, and the moment they leave, they go and like, yeah, that place sucks and the team was crap and the only reason he won was because of me. Well, that's kind of the scenario you're sort of in a little bit with Cliffy B, and nothing leaves people bitter more than that. But just on a side note, I mean, don't insult your fans because they're your bread and butter. At the end of the day, you can make the best game or the shittiest game in the world, and without our dollars, this doesn't go anywhere. And I think Lawbreakers had potential. I played the little debater, the demo, whatever it was on PS4. For the most part, I enjoyed it, but I just think it came out at a time when Overwatch is sort of the king right now of sort of that
genre
style. And it came out at a time, and it's too flooded right now. If they had kept it free to play and Cliffy hadn't been so much of a dick, I think there's more potential for that game. But as it was, man, like, and hopefully he can salvage it. If not, it could be his career, and it could be and unfortunately it could be the careers of some of those people that were underneath him who are taking the shit for his attitude.
Yeah, ouch, definitely.
Oh, Chase, don't be talking about that, bro.
What?
He said, "Is Diablo 3 getting the Xbox One X updates?" I don't know, man, but I am super stoked for the next season.
Oh, he brought that up because somebody asked if they're going to be playing, if everybody's going to be playing Diablo 3 on...
Season 12?
No, on the Xbox One X. Somebody asked the question a little bit higher up.
If it's Diablo 3, I'll be playing it. Don't worry.
I wonder, is Path of Exiles going to get a 1X update?
Yeah. I believe so. Wasn't that one of the ones?
Hey,
What?
if Diablo 3 doesn't get one, you got Path of the Exiles.
I'm just... Diablo 3 is better in my opinion, but whatever.
Surprise, surprise.
I don't like Path of the Exiles.
No,
it's
like,
too confusing.
What Blizzard and all them guys over are doing with Diablo 3 right now with like season 10, because I'm in the PTR doing the practice test realm and all that kind of stuff. Like they're making all the builds viable again, so like stuff that nobody ever used anymore because they just played one whatever. All the builds are going to be like super fantastic and all on par with each other, so it's going to be so good next season. Can't wait. Yeah, I think that's about it.
I think so.
So that's about it, guys. We had a couple other topics, but we wanted to cut a little short tonight. So we love you all. I'm going to let all these awesome people shout out what they got going on and all that kind of cool stuff. We're back. As long as no more hurricanes come in and blow walls down and trees and all that kind of cool stuff, we should be around. So
I'm gonna slap Maria before she gets here.
yeah,
I was going to say, because you said that
Maria.
now Maria's going to take a turn to the west and come right to Florida now.
That's what I keep, like. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's going to turn out," and I was like, "Yeah."
Well,
so was Irma.
Irma was supposed to
fuck
stay to
happened
the
there?
east side and went to the west side instead. So.
Yeah. So,
Because I smacked her, that's why.
Well, you need to go down there and smack her some more and keep Maria off of us.
You smacked her in the wrong direction.
I know, right?
You pushed her to the west.
Big shout out to everybody that was watching. You guys are fantastic. I think we had about like 100 people watching us after a couple weeks off. So thank you so much. You guys rock.
Thank you all.
Fox, what you got going on?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, making YouTube videos. Getting awesome feedback in my comments section. I love it. And hanging out on Twitter. And what else? Hanging out on Destiny. So add me on Xbox, add me on Twitter, check out my YouTube channel, and I can't wait to do Gaming Den on Friday with SheWulf.
Can't wait for that, too. It's going to be awesome.
12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, guys.
Mike, what you got going on?
Oh man, I don't even know. What do I got going on? I'll be back here next Tuesday for another episode of Console Corner, and I can't wait.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear. SheWulf, what you got going on? You streamer extraordinaire.
I'm still doing
fancy.
my partner push with Mixer, so make sure you guys come and check me out Monday to Fridays.
Big shout out to Mike who always tweets out to Mixer, get you partner.
I know. Oh my god. And then they're like, "Oh, well, if she wants to become partnered, she can apply here." And it's like, "Oh, I already applied there."
Every time I see
I'm still waiting to hear
Still
from you,
sweet.
So.
Still sweet.
It is awesome. But yeah, so come check me out on Mixer. It's same as everything else, xSHEWULFx with a U, not an O. I stream Monday to Thursday from 8 till 12 in the morning, and then we actually do the Gaming Den on there. And I'm working on starting to like stream a little bit on Friday mornings, but not like the whole time because that's just too much streaming. But other than that, yeah. Also community game time. So I got some news for you guys for community game time. Not this week, but next week it will be back. And we will actually be playing Halo so that we can get a good big portion of gamers in playing. Hopefully we can get it. I'll be promoting it for the next 2 weeks to make sure that, we get all those spots filled and everybody is ready because we're going to stream it and we're going to show everybody how great community game night is. So I hope you guys are ready. Other than that, you can find me on Xbox and Twitter and Discord and all those fun places.
Cool. Newf, what you got going on, dude?
Hey, well, first of all, again, yeah, thanks everybody for showing up and watching the show. It's been a little while since we've kind of done this, and it's awesome. It's good to be back. Thanks to everybody who checks out the stream a bit later on as well. We really appreciate it. As far as what's going on, well, I'm going to be playing a lot more Destiny, hopefully get some more streaming in. I want to get back as well and try to get through some of the backlog. Still want to knock out some more Mass Effect, oddly enough. And, guys, all the links are down below if you want to check me out, all that good stuff. Again, they're down below in the description, so feel free to, to add me on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, all that good stuff. Come have a game with us, come hang out or just shoot the shit. Just send me messages. It's all good. And that's pretty much it for me in a nutshell. And hopefully, if all goes well, maybe I'll be back on Xbox Nation tomorrow night with Crap Gamer looks like he's doing a little bit better, and he's noticed he's been online the last couple of days, so that's fantastic. So we want to wish Crap and everybody that's in the Florida area all the best. We hope that you get your life back on track as soon as possible. We certainly miss a lot of people, so thanks so much for that.
Awesome. And I am your neighbor, or the friendly neighborhood governor, Mr. GKB. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube at Gamers Knows Best. We love you guys. Thank you so much for rocking out with us. See you next week on the Console Corner. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Later.